Hi guys, this is video 2 for our week 4, the attractive truth about magnetism. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of minutes and we're going to practice answering the text-dependent questions. And we're going to do that in 3 easy steps. The first step is we're going to read the question to make sure we understand what the question is asking. Then we're going to skim through the text. And the reason why I say skim through is because you've already read the text. And so we don't want to have to spend time rereading the entire text when we can just skim through to try and find the part of the text that helps us answer our question. And the third thing we're going to do is we're going to answer the question in our own words. And then we're going to use the evidence from the text to support our answer. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen with you. I don't need that. And I don't need, sorry. It should have been up here. All right. So here we have today's 3 text-dependent questions. And what I've done is I've taken the text and I've put it over here next to the questions so we don't have to keep flipping back and forth between the text on a different screen and the questions. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually have the answer here. So if you've already submitted your work and you find that your answer does not match what we have, feel free to go back and resubmit. All right, but not a lot of you have, so this should be good. So this first step is to read the question to make sure we understand what's being asked. Question 1 says, magnetism is a word used throughout the text. Okay, so that's just giving us information. It's not necessarily asking us anything, but it does talk about the word magnetism. So I know this question is going to be about magnetism. And of course, it says, what is magnetism? So now the second step is to, let me highlight the question so we can know exactly what we're being asked here. We're looking for what is magnetism. So I'm looking for a definition. So I'm going to skim through the text. I remember paragraph 1, it just kind of talks about you having superpowers. And of course, it starts at page 4. Paragraph 2, it talks about that superpower, but then it kind of goes into the use of magnets. And then it says magnets use a force called magnetism. Oh my, there's that word I'm looking for. I'm looking for what is magnetism. This is telling me that magnets use a force called magnetism. So I'm going to underline this because I think that that's an important word to remind myself of. And I'm going to highlight this sentence because it's talking about magnetism. Magnets use a force called magnetism. So that means magnetism is a force, okay? So here in the next sentence, let's keep going. We want to look for all of the strong evidence. This invisible force, so magnetism is an invisible force. It's a force that's invisible. This invisible force allows magnets to attract or repel objects, just like a superhero. Well, I don't think I really need that last part, but I am going to highlight this part of the sentence because it further explains what magnetism is. Now, I need to put this in my own words so that I can get ready to answer it. So magnetism is a force, an invisible force, that allows magnets to attract, that means to pull something close to it or toward it, or repel, to push something away, objects. So now I'm going to go over here and prepare my answer. And we know we're using the race strategy, so I've got to prepare the answer statement. What is magnetism? The answer statement would be, magnetism is. That's my answer statement. So let me highlight that as my answer statement. Now I'm going to give my answer in my own words. So magnetism is, space, a force that magnets have that pulls or pushes other objects. Let me just double check. Let me go back over here to make sure I forgot. It's invisible. So what's another way for me to say invisible without using the word from the author? Magnetism is a force that, I think I'm going to use the word invisible, is an invisible force that magnets have that pulls or pushes other objects away. That's my answer. And so I'm going to highlight my answer in a different color. So we've got the restating the question into answer form. Here's my answer. Now, of course, you know I've got to cite evidence from the text. So, and of course, we need to say where we got the evidence from. So, on page 4, on page 4, in paragraph is this 2, the author, and I know you remember this, states, and I'm going to write everything that the author stated that I highlighted, and I'm going to stop at objects, and I'm going to show you how to stop in the middle of what an author says if you're not going to go to the period. So, magnets use, this should be an E, sorry, use a force called magnetism. This invisible force allows magnets to attract, to pull toward, right? Or repel, to push away, objects. Now, the author doesn't end the sentence here. She's got some other words after it. But since we're ending here, we're going to put the continuation marks and then the quotation, letting others know that the author had more to say in this sentence. All right, so there is my evidence. I cited my evidence from the text. Now, what's the fourth part of race? We've got restating the question and answer form. We've got our answer. We've got citing evidence from the text. What's that last part? Explain. So now I've got to explain what all of this means. And really, I'm just going to almost restate my answer. Let me move over, sorry. This means that magnetism is an invisible force that attracts or repels objects. I'm just going to add, well, no, I'm not going to add anything else. We're going to keep it short and simple. And here is your explanation. So we've got all parts of the race. And I'm just going to put race here so you guys can remember. Remember the R means to restate. A, answer. C, cite evidence. And E, explain. I should have done this before we started. Okay, so here you have your first answer using the race strategy. This afternoon, when we come together in our class, we're going to go over questions 2 and 3, following these same steps. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen, move this out of the way. So, watch this video as many times as you need to get your race strategy clear for your answers. If you've already submitted your answers on Edmodo and would like to resubmit with a stronger answer, just let me know. Have your parents text me or send me a message on Edmodo. All right, guys. Looking forward to seeing you at 1:30. Uh-oh. There he is. Sorry, guys.